Okay, my name is Calder. I'm a potter. I work here in Kirkhall. I've been in this studio for 6 months now, but I've been in ceramics for 5 years, and before that I was a plasterer. I got involved in this project. I thought it was a great way to meet some new people, see a new culture, and hopefully gain some inspiration for my work.
So what sort of inspiration do you think you could get from the cross-cultural encounter?
Well, studying Aboriginal art and meeting Aboriginal artists, I always find that's a great way to get inspiration from meeting other artists and looking at work. I suppose as an artist, precarious is kind of living from week to week, trying to find money for materials. And, I've found it quite a hard struggle to try and get set up, and it's a constant battle to try and get your work noticed, I suppose.
Is that any different from how you felt as a plasterer?
No, it's probably the same really. Working as a plasterer can be it's very similar. Living, like I say, living from week to week, not knowing when your next job's coming from. Or, I suppose as a plasterer, it was a job, just making money to live. As an artist, I suppose it's a way of me expressing myself.
Right, okay. Yeah. So what would be success for you, do you think, as an artist?
I don't know. I'm still quite early on in my career as a potter. I'm quite happy if someone just comes and buys some of my pots and appreciates it and uses them.
Can you talk about the sort of precarious circumstances that you experienced last year?
During the time when I was not working, there was weeks where the money was that kind of thin. We had to decide whether to buy food or put the heating on. It was the middle of winter as well, and it was a real struggle to spread the money that was coming out to cover all the bills and to eat.
Is there something about the history of Ashington which has shaped your opportunities and things at the minute?
Shaped my opportunities? I suppose I had quite a lot of connections in Ashington already. A lot of my friends have moved there. Friends that we all grew up in Morpeth but can't afford to live there now, and Ashington was a cheaper rent, so a lot of people from Morpeth moved across there. So I had quite a lot of connections in Ashington that way, and a lot of connections in the building trade. Yeah.
Right, okay, so as a deprived area, it's actually created an opportunity for you lot to get together and...
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Right, okay.
For Aboriginal people, I would imagine precariousness would be trying to keep their culture alive and their traditional ways.
And in what ways might that form of precariousness be comparable to your own life?
I suppose some people could say that pottery is quite precarious because it's a dying trade, isn't it? It's a traditional craft, but not really. I suppose it's not really needed anymore. It's not being taught anywhere in England anymore. There's very few courses that are teaching ceramics. So I suppose it's up to people who are doing pottery now to pass on that trade. Pottery has been mass produced now in factories, and I suppose we're kind of supplying the same middle class people in a way. I suppose, yeah, I can see that. But I don't know, we have ceramics that are available for everyone, really. I think in ceramics, it's got to a point where the potters are actually getting together and trying to preserve it themselves. To a point where you have schemes like Adopt a Potter, where you take someone, an apprentice on to teach them the skills yourself, rather than people going into colleges and universities to learn it. The schemes like Adopt a Potter are very similar to the traditional ways that ceramics would have been taught, where you would be working with apprentices and pass on your skills.